Hello everybody and welcome back to Kerbal R&D program, where we are currently working on this single stage to Minmus spaceplane sort of concept, and it's not going amazingly well. I think that's ultimately because we don't have enough surface area on our wings. I really think that. So I'm kind of leaning towards, let's see, 1.37 relative wing area, whereas this has substantially more, but it also doesn't look as cool. But I'm just taking a look here. Those are winglets, propeller blades, structural wing type B. We could maybe have that be on the outside of a swept wing type B. So like, for example, what I'm thinking of is, and I'm not going to replace the lower wings for right now, and this placement is not obviously final, because we're going to need to place the lifting surface in relation to our aerodynamic center of mass. So it's going to probably be a very similar location. But for right now, I'm just looking at putting in, I mean, there's this thing, but that's not what we're looking for. No, what I think we're looking for is to put in something vaguely like that. I'll just snap that into place. That is really dumb looking, and I love it. No, it's not staying. I do think we need a tip on this wing of some type, but what do we need? We could potentially simply rotate this. Like, actually, we would need to scale invert it, because I want this to be the back, but I want the shape to flow more like this, and less like this. So let's go ahead and remove this guy, and we're gonna try, I mean, that has the same issue, just in reverse. It would be like that, which isn't what we're looking for really. Alternately, we could go for something a little bit more classical, and we could do, like, actually, we don't really have that much available to us. We've got radial air intakes. I mean, we could just do a second swept wing type B. Like, out here. That'd be a possibility. And then we'd detach, well, not really detach this, but we'd place this about like that. Ish. And then we do the same with the engines. I'd want them to be relatively close in like they are right now. And then we just get rid of these wings. For the time being, I'm going to put them over here. Let's go ahead and use the move tool to snap this in there. And then the same with our landing gear here. There we go. And I really don't want these to be that far out. I guess I'd rather they be, like, in here. Something more like that. And that also means that this is too low right now. But we do need to raise our center of mass a little bit, or lower our center of lift. Let's take a quick look at if we were to move these wings, what that would actually end up doing. We would need them to be like this, basically. I mean, that's quasi-okay. Emphasis on the quasi. And then we can use, like, a bunch of elevons to hopefully get us the... They don't seem to like to snap on here. Hopefully get us the amount of pitch authority that we actually need. I don't even know where that went. Did that go in the wing? I don't even see it. I'm just going to Control Z to undo it, because I have no idea where that went. Okay, I'm going to place this here for right now. Then I'm going to use the rotate tool to do something like this. Move tool to move it back a bit. Okay, it looks like we can't get exactly the angle we need with snapping on. So I'm going to turn that off. We're going to place it about right here. And then I would like to move it over here. Something along the lines of that. And then let's duplicate it, and it doesn't keep the rotation. That's exciting. Okay, I'm gonna have to do this a bunch of times then. Let's go ahead and rotate this about like that. That looks good. I'm gonna space them a little bit more though, so that we just don't have physics issues with clipping, hopefully. Something kind of like this. Then we'll just do a couple more of these. So I'll place... Oh, hello. This time it kept the rotation. That's nice. Place that there. Whoops. I meant to duplicate it, not grab it again. Just place that about right... Ah, that's a little far. About right there. Oh, I did it again. What am I even doing? Okay. There we go. Now I actually duplicated it. And we're going to snap them into place, don't worry. And do we have room for one more? Not really. So maybe we should just, like, evenly spread these out. So, like, place this one basically right here. And then just try to have this be maybe this way a little bit, kind of like that. And then this one over here. I have no idea what level of lift or pitch authority this will give us. We'll have to test it. Something vaguely like this. Now, how's our center of mass and aerodynamic position looking? They're looking okay. As far as where they actually are located, I think this is going to cause us to want to pitch up, which might be okay. Let's run a quick test here and see how this operates. Let's see here. We can go ahead and get rid of this wing, honestly. And oh hey, I found that elevon. You can get out of here. Okay. Let's see how this operates. I'm willing to bet the answer is poorly. We didn't strut the wings, so there's probably going to be some rock in there. We'll have to take a look at that. We'll see if there's any physics buggy drift going on here. Looks like we are pitched a little bit forward. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and revert that back then, and we're going to add a little more height over here. So let's just go ahead and add one more. Oops, I didn't mean to duplicate that. I meant to grab it. Duplicate that. We'll add one more cubic octagonal strut. And we'll see how this ends up going. And I'm probably going to end up replacing this front wheel with basically the same thing as the back wheels pretty soon. I mean, I should probably just do that, but we'll see how this flight goes, and I'll probably do that. Hello. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and say poorly. Oh, our engines are backwards. I can't believe I did that. Oh man, that is hilarious. Oh. Okay, so I'm gonna just grab this here, and actually I do want snapping on for this. I'm gonna grab this here, and I'm just gonna rotate it all the way around. There we go. One problem solved. Let's double check that that didn't really change our aerodynamic here. We're actually quite a bit further back for our center of lift than our center of mass now. So what if, hypothetically, I didn't mean to grab that. I meant to use the move tool. Okay. Hypothetically, what happens if we move this a bit more forward like that? Okay, that's not bad. And now let's go ahead and replace this guy with... Are these steerable? Yeah, they are. And we should disable steering on them, because I don't want these to steer. But let's go ahead and replace this guy with one of these. And I do actually want steering on this. Okay, something like that. Now that's obviously too low. Let's go ahead and make sure steering is enabled. And let's raise this up a little bit. Maybe that's enough? That looks about right. Okay, let's see if this works better. And I'm probably going to end up replacing these structures in the future, but this is just for testing purposes. I want to find out how much lift we need and how much pitch authority we actually need. And the question is, can we end up fitting one more of these guys in here? And I know they're not very evenly spaced out, but can we end up fitting one more in there? Maybe. Oh my. It pretty much immediately decided to pitch back like this. But hey, look at that. We've taken off. I'm trying to pitch down, but we can't pitch our nose down. Okay. Now can we pitch our nose up? No, we just don't really have enough pitch authority. So I'm going to take that back. But that is a really good sign for our lift. I think that means that we now officially have enough lift. And let's just use the move tool with snapping off. And let's see if we can get any more of these guys in there. So we'll have that like that. We'll move this one over and in. About like so. And then the same thing with this guy. Over and in. We'll need to move further over this way. About like that. And then the question is, can we get another one of these? I mean, we can. It's going to hang off the edge a bit. Is that okay? It's probably fine. The other thing we could, of course, do is we could put like a reaction wheel up here. That's going to adjust our mass, of course. Everything will. It would probably be okay. And we probably do want a bigger reaction wheel up here. Let's just check this. Yeah, that looks fine. Our aerodynamic is maybe a little below the center of mass. Maybe? Yeah, I think ever so slightly. I'm going to grab this and I'm going to move it up just a little bit. Like that? This line here, is that even? Yeah, that's the center line. So let's just go ahead and place this right about there. Okay. Now, it's not strictly speaking connected, but close enough. We'll see how that ends up working. I might end up moving the wings inward a little bit more, trying to get a little more weight up top, maybe. We'll have to see how that ends up working. Okay, let's try this. Now that we have the SAS module, the extra elevon is a little exciting. Okay, we instantly lost that engine. These elevons appear to be working in opposite of each other. Yeah, okay. Good to know. So let's go ahead and revert that back, and we need to make sure that they're not working in opposite of each other. Also, this one didn't come on. So that would help. There you go. We'll need to move it up a little bit, it looks like. So something kind of like that-ish. And then we'll just use the move tool to snap all of them into place. So that hopefully it's just a little bit more consistent. Hopefully, anyway. That didn't really become more consistent, did it? We'll move this guy this way. Turn the snapping tool off. We'll just try to make a couple of fine adjustments here. Let's see, the elevation appears to be about right. We'll just move this guy out a little bit. This guy in a little bit. Making airplanes is so much more fiddly than making rockets. There we go. And something like that. Now, as far as making sure they're all going the correct direction, well, that's the question. So some of these out here appear to be opposite. So let's just go ahead and save this for right now, and I'm going to go out on the pad, and we're going to figure out which ones are opposite. And then as far as the issue with the nuclear engine, we're probably just going to put another landing gear, like, right here to prevent that from happening. But for right now, they're all the same. Okay. Yeah, there goes the nuclear engine, as expected. Okay. Without the nuclear engine, this feels pretty good. We're able to pitch upward, although not super steeply. We're able to pitch downward as well. We're able to roll. We're able to yaw. Actually, we can yaw really well. We have great yaw authority. It's kind of weird. Okay, so let's go ahead and revert that back. And now the issue with the nuclear engine is just that we need to probably have another landing gear back here, like there, to prevent that from happening. That is not a good angle. That is, in fact, objectively awful angles. We want to have snapping on. There we go. That's much better. Now the question is, do we want to be able to still tip back, and how much? So, like, for example, if we were to just remove this octagonal strut, right, and then place this like this, that would mean that we do allow it to tip back a little bit, but we catch it once it gets to this point, which I think will allow us to take off reasonably well. And I just looked at the time, and it's past time to put a cut in here. I'm going to do that after this flight, though. So let me just test this, make sure that our nuclear engine doesn't impact the ground with that wheel deployed. So the wheel is currently off the ground. That's okay. It won't be that way for long. Okay. There we go. That's progress. To be sure. Now these are not actually inverted, which is kind of weird for a plane. So down pushes the nose down and up pushes the nose up. I'm probably going to change that. But yeah, this is a fantastic start. And this is with full fuel in these engines as well. So that's fascinating. Now this SAS is kind of having trouble with the authority here, but yeah, that's a good start. I'm going to go ahead and revert this and put a cut in here, and next episode, we're going to keep working on this. Subscribe for more, and I'll see you all next time.